if you've ever run out of stock mid-order, this is probably why. So this is Kavana stock. This was built to essentially replace spreadsheets for all the handmade sellers that are currently selling on Etsy, physical market, and Shopify. So in Kavana, what you can do is you can record your materials like here. You can also view reports about those materials, which we will get into in a moment. And you can add them. And what you do is basically you add a material, you tie it to your product, and it tracks everything. So this is just a tutorial to tell you how to add a material and explain the material section. So in the previous video, we already went through the dashboard. If you haven't seen it, I would strongly recommend watching it. And in this one, we're going to go for materials. So first of all, there's a search bar, right? So after you record your material, you can look it up. So for example, I want to look up glass-lined envelope. So there's my glass-lined envelope. Very nice. You can always sort it by quantity, low stock, or by name. And you can show low stock only or all materials. Currently, there's no low stock materials, as you can see here, and we've got 6 materials in total. Our inventory value is at the moment £62. So the way you add a material is pretty simple. You just go over to the materials page, you click on add a material, and then you just need to populate the section. So material name, what would be my material name? Let's say it's A4 matte sheet of paper. What's the quantity? So quantity refers to how many papers, sheets you've got. So let's say I've got 50 in one pack, so I would put 50 there. Reorder threshold. So this refers to when do you want this to show up in the reorder section on your dashboard, so you get a notification when the material is low. So let's just, for the sake of it, let's say 55, so that it can also show up in our low stock, so I can show you what it looks like. So quantity 50, reorder threshold 55. Then you can select a category. If you don't really want to, you can leave it as this, or you can select other or miscellaneous. After that, you have to populate cost per unit. So when it comes to this, it means how much does it cost you to buy one single sheet of paper. That's why it's cost per unit. So for example, let's say for the sake of the argument, it costs us 25 pence. And then all you need to do is need to click on save the material. Hold on, okay. A4 matte sheet, quantity 50. Oopsies, turns out you do need to select a category. So let's just say other/miscellaneous. Let's go back to 25p, then save the material. After you save the material, it's over here and it's getting low. So then, yeah, it's getting low. So once it's like lower than it is now, it will show up in low stock. So it's over there. It has a category right here, so you can distinguish wood paper over miscellaneous. Suggested reorder. So after a while, Kavana stock learns basically how often and how much you use it, the paper. So then it suggests how much you should reorder the next time. Like I say, it will take it a bit to learn, but once it learns, it will make things a lot easier. So now what you can do is you can view the reports as well. So to explain the reports, basically you've got Smart Forecast. So the next 14 days, it tells you what material you've got here, the stock that you currently have, your daily usage. So for example, on daily usage, so when you record a sale, depending on how many sales you record per day or per week, it will then calculate the daily usage of that material. So at the moment, we only have 2 sales recorded, so it says 0.36. And then it gives you days left. So after a while, again, it's NA here because we don't have any sales, it didn't learn yet. So after a while, it's going to learn how often, again, you use those materials. And based on that, it will tell you how many days they will last you, approximately, based on the current pattern of your sales. And then your risk. So what's the risk of you running out? Currently everything is safe because you're not really low on anything yet. Then you've got your total materials inventory value again. Suggested reorders, there is none at the moment because nothing is low enough. So once it goes about 10 to 15 quantity below your threshold, that's when it actually pops up in low stock. That's my bad. And then you've got, again, estimated days left over here. So you've got days left, how long it will last you. And then you've got your category summary. So you've got, so each material you assign to a category. It's the category. So, and right now we only have 2. So you've got the total quantity of everything in that category and your total value split down by category. So that was all. You can always export it as CSV as well. So that was the materials. Like you can see, you can always edit it as well, so it's not just set in stone. You can add your materials, you can delete your materials. Boom, it's gone now. So that was it. Currently, it's free to sign up to Kavana Stock. If you're still struggling with spreadsheets, I would strongly recommend that you do that. I'll see you guys in the next video.